In this video, you'll see a new moon natal chart update, as well as angel card questions. The angel cards may be in this video or another one, I'm not sure. It just depends on the timing, the time. We are under a new moon, January 2018. It occurred on the 17th, yesterday. Now, this is in the midst of two supermoons. We had a supermoon the beginning of January, and that affected everybody a lot, especially with dreams and a lot of twin flames things. A lot of twin flamers try to contact their twin flames. It's only going to get even more significant because we got another supermoon coming, second supermoon of this month, which will be a blue blood full moon lunar eclipse on January 31st. So now I'm going to explain these things to you because, again, you have a lot of people that try to do it their way, but the universe has a way where people are going to meet their twins and start to grow with their twins. But the more a person works with the universe, the better off they'll be. So I have another channel, and on that channel I actually give you two videos. One is a woman teaching all this stuff, and she was way ahead of her time, but that entire video is basically about astrology and twin flames. She also talks about the sensitive male. Like, for people that really do this, like myself, many times I've done twin flame angel card readings, and the angels try to tell you, well, your male is a sensitive male or an indigo child or a crystal child, and most people don't know what that means. Well, ironically, that's what that woman talks about. So you might want to check that video out. It's two parts. You just want to, for the most part, speed up to where she's talking. But it was ironic because that video looks like it was even maybe the early days of computers. I don't know. But even then, the major questions was about, why can't I find anybody? Why don't I get along? It was all twin flames questions. Why is it so difficult? The same stuff you hear out here now. Like myself, that woman is an expert on astrology. So she tells you what you have to do. Same thing I tell you. It's about bringing your life in harmony with your natal chart. Now, she says it. I don't know that woman. But any real expert's going to tell you that. And that's why when you see people say, oh, I don't like his tone, or I don't like this. Yeah, because you want to live in bubble land. You want to live bubblegum astrology. And you think you can go wherever you want to. But you can't. You have to go with someone who's teaching you how to work with the universe. And that's why you were given a natal chart. I just think that's silly to be out here going to card readers and psychics, but you don't want to get your natal chart when everything they're telling you is going to point you back to your natal chart. And that's how you know if it's accurate or not, because it'll verify on your natal chart. It's that simple. And that's what this super full moon will help culminate. So now, two things before I get on with this reading. First off, Dr. Stanley, to do one natal chart, charges $150. That's just for one natal chart. She doesn't talk about any of the stuff we're talking about, that I talk about. She doesn't know about the asteroids. She doesn't do the twin flame connection. But I do everything: the life purpose connection, career, family, your hidden things that you find out in your 12th house. You can find out a lot about the hidden things, your shadow personality in your 8th house and your 12th house. Talk about all that: relationships, any possible legal matters, inheritances. All that is on your natal chart. Some of the relationships you might find yourself in, the personality of your twin soul, it's all on your natal chart. Because the truth of the matter is, your natal chart is about you and your twin soul. That's why when you get to two charts and put them together, they both tell a story. This is why your natal chart is that important. So I'm not charging nowhere near $150 and all that. If anything, I'm underpaying myself because I'm trying to help people. Because I do get emails all the time. You're underpaying yourself. You just do this, and I still haven't done it. So that video by that woman, I think her name is Ra Marie, but you'll see it, and I'll give the name on the channel. You should watch that. Then I did a second video, because it's new moon. Today, a lot of weird stuff was happening, and it all checked out, though. With today's space chart, is right there to the right. This is your new moon space chart to your right. And the person on the left, her chart is the person that requested this new moon natal chart update. And she has 5 angel card questions as well. So I have another video based on today's new moon because a lot of stuff happened. And I actually have a free offer. And that's on the other channel. Finally, I did do the super blue blood full moon lunar eclipse January 31st, 2018. I did do that on a natal chart reading. And I do have that as well. Now, all you got to do is look on this channel, go to any channel that I make. All you see is tons and tons of free videos, public free videos. Now again, some people either order products and some people do just donate because they appreciate what I'm doing. Now, the bottom line, I keep saying you have to learn to work with the universe. Because everybody talking about where's my twin, how's my... And you don't listen to the universe. And if God sends you a person to help you, make it affordable. Oh, I don't like his tone. So you just keep on rebelling. But you just think the universe is going to... But it doesn't work that way. The universe works on give and receive. That's why the universe talks a lot about karma and balance. It's give and receive. And when you're working with your natal chart, you understand these things. You see things that you need to work on within yourself. You have the 8th house, 12th house especially. And the 12th house is the house of endings and karma. At the 12th house, this is where you want to get the day of reckoning. The reckoning house. You want to deal with these things. So these are the reasons why you work with the natal chart. If you're with your twin, trying to get with your twin, find out more about your twin, you need your natal charts. Even if your twin hears your reading, they start to get a better idea of what's going on. And I hear a lot of people say, well, I don't know. Or women say, oh, I'm going to play hard to get. But this guy, he doesn't know. He doesn't even know what a twin flame is. What a twin flame is. So until you start to wake that person up, you can't expect them to really realize it. That's why I made sure my twin had all the information she knew. So that one day when she would wake up, it'd be a lot easier for her. Because I was already awake. And she did make some attempts to call me more recently in the beginning. As soon as that first full moon hit. And I had a whole lot of card readers. Because the universe brings you information. Just like the universe brought me information today. And I talk about that on the other channel. So that video is for people who give something back. I'm not talking, if they've already given, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about people that have listened to me, never give anything back, never donated anything, but you're still in front of the universe all the time. And that's a theft. And that's why I'm letting people know with this new super full moon, you're going to start having karma. See, if you take, never get back, karma's coming. And karma can also say curse. You have to really understand these ancient words. You can't just keep taking, benefiting from the information and never giving back. It just doesn't work that way. So then the universe has to take from you because you never gave back. That's the universal law, give and receive. So that's why I offered that blue moon the way I did. It is for donation purposes for those who want to be awake. People have seen it. They're very happy with it because I was very thorough with it. Because I know my stuff. It's going to be a major change. But here's the deal. If you're out here BSing, it's not going to be too much of a change for you. And some people will get with their twin, but it's not going to last because you're not giving back. You haven't learned the universe yet. You haven't learned the universe. It's give and receive. The more you learn is to give and receive. Not just to me. I'm talking about your whole life. You've got to learn how to yield to your twin before your twin is going to start to give back. And the best thing you can do for your twin is to make sure they understand this. Again, there's a video out here called DNA Awakening. the stages of a twin flame relationship. Any twin flamer should watch that. It's even good for people that are just soulmates. You don't have to be a twin soul or a soulmate. Or you don't have to be a twin soul or a twin flame, but it could be a soulmate. You want to learn this information because this is the reality. Running is silly. I'm talking about when you run from a channel. Oh, I don't like him, he's mean, and you run. Oh, I don't like I don't agree with that, and you run and go somewhere else. So now you're wasting your resources, and you're still not with your twin. See, if you ran somewhere else and it helped you get with your twin, I'd do the same thing. I'd run too. But you're running somewhere just because you don't like something, and you ran from where God or the universe sent you, and now you're somewhere else, and all you're doing is spending, giving, and you're still not with your twin in the first place. And there are laws. That's why there's laws that people don't want to address. There's moral laws. These are universal moral laws. That's why people get diseases. That's that curse I'm talking about, or that karma. You keep being in disobedience, and then the universe starts to attack you. And it's not always you. It could be your kids, somebody around you. But that was your fault because you chose to keep being in that, what I call a rebellion. You keep resisting the universe. So yeah, the twin flame thing could be beautiful, but the bottom line is you have to pull yourself in harmony with the universe. That's the first and foremost. And you have to bring yourself under universal law. And when you get readings, it's not just television. When you get readings, try to find out what the angel's telling you. Because the angel's trying to help you get through this. So they're giving you advice on how to think and what to say. The ego has got to be brought down. The third dimensional, lower level energies has got to be brought down so that they can bring you up. And that's why sometimes you see the Tower card, which means you got to be totally brought down before they can build you back up. And then you see the Fool card, where the Queen tells the Fool to just walk and just trust me, even if I'm telling you to walk off a ledge, to trust me anyway. Because you feel like, wow, they just want me to walk off a ledge. Why are they doing this? But she's telling you, trust me. I'm your higher self. I know what I'm doing. So you have to really believe this stuff. And that's how you begin to see it work. All right, now the name of that channel is Real Life and Metaphysics. All right, now we're going to get started. The new moon is to the right. And right now the new moon is in Aquarius. And I told Aquarius, if your sign is Aquarius, or if you have a significant Aquarius on your chart, you're looking at love. If you look to the right, you see Aquarius has Venus. Juno, which is all about, both of those are about relationships. Juno's more about relationships. And then the moon, which can be very romantic. And this is new moon. But even though it's a new moon, it could be somebody from your past might contact you. And that's in the 8th house of the soul. Basically, soul matters. So now if you look on this chart, see now her Aquarius is in her 9th house of higher self. And Neptune's very close to that. So Neptune is going to affect your dreams. And see how her moon sign is Pisces, and you see how Neptune is in Pisces. So I could already tell you she's been having a lot of dreams like everybody else. And it really affects you. So for the most part, you could say her 9th house, where Aquarius is, and her 10th house are going to be affected. Higher self, foreign matters, in-laws, but I'm even going to say family, religion, philosophy, the law, and that 9th house is your higher self. So again, you may hear from your twin or something with your twin, because it will also depend on what his chart says. And then she has that 10th house of career. But we can't forget medium Coeli, because medium Coeli deals a little bit with your career to a certain degree. especially if it's in the 10th house. But it also deals with your life purpose. So the medium coeli is a lot like the true north node, and that also has to do a lot with your twin as well, because your twin will always be a part of your life purpose, even if it seems like they're not. So it's almost like the new moon is speeding up, in my opinion, the higher self. Because the 8th house is the soul, which would still be twin souls, and the 9th house is the higher self. And that's what you're looking at on both of these charts. That's why you see Venus, you see the moon. They're almost mimicking each other. Not in the same houses, but still close enough. Even like this sun sign is in Capricorn, but it's about to leave Capricorn and go into the moon, go into Aquarius. And then her sun sign is in the 10th house, which is Capricorn. And then you see Mercury, and you see Mercury over there. So that higher self, the career, but also twin flames, which is part of your life purpose, is really being activated. And a lot of times people notice. And that's why I said it, it'll push them. And that's why my twin first kept trying to call me. Because she's being pushed through her dreams. She's being pushed through her intuition. She's being pushed just the womanly side of a woman. Because a woman has that anyway. She has that intuition. So they kind of know, maybe I shouldn't have been so whatever. Maybe I messed up. And you have her Neptunes to the left. And her medium coeli are both 2911. 1111. And you keep seeing that 22. See, 1111 is 22. 22. So this is like a twin flame situation waiting to happen. But based on what I said earlier and just human nature, these are some of the things that hold you up. But the more you get in tune with astrology, just like that video I told you to watch on my channel, Real Life and Metaphysics, with that woman with the turban on her head. But she really told you a whole lot of stuff. So anytime you're dealing with Capricorn, you're dealing with the career sector, the 10th house, even if Capricorn is not in the 10th house. See, Capricorn now is in the 7th house. So what they're trying to tell you is a lot of people are trying to be more serious. Like both Pluto and Capricorn, this is really a deep transforming, but very serious. Even with Saturn. So right now, relationships are very serious because especially with this new moon energy. Saturn and Capricorn, very serious. And that's a perfect place for Lilith, because Lilith wants to be respected. That's the main thing about Lilith. So that's why I said somebody will come out of the blue, because they're thinking, let's get serious. It's kind of like if you tried to talk to somebody earlier in life and they weren't really that interested in you. But now, because of astrology, what's going on up above, so below, now they're saying, well, he was kind of serious-minded. Now I want to be serious. And they try to give you a call or do something to try to get you to see how you're going to respond. Because a lot of times people deal with ego. So they're not necessarily going to call you and tell you the truth. They're still going to just try to see if you'll return the call or whatever else. They're still trying to, kind of play games. But even though they're playing games, some of them is wishing they could be more serious. But they don't. Their ego won't let them just call you and tell you how they really feel. Remember, the 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius, 10th house by Capricorn. So everything I've been saying is going to affect Sagittarius and Capricorn. And as you see, Vesta, the asteroid Vesta, is with Sagittarius, in the sign of Sagittarius, the chart on the right. And Vesta is also in a sign of, really in the 10th house ruled by Capricorn, in the sign of Pisces. But Vesta usually deals with spirituality or a lot of energy. Wherever you see Vesta, this is where you have to take a break. Otherwise, you're going to burn yourself out, because Vesta deals with a lot of energy. But whenever you see Vesta around the 10th house or medium coeli, Vesta is telling a woman to, be in control of your finances. Don't let your man control the finances. Like Vesta, whenever you see her around the 10th house or around medium coeli, she's trying to protect the woman from being run over by the man. And that's why I said sometimes you have to stand up for yourself. You don't want to be in the habit of arguing all the time, but you do have to stand up for yourself, because if you don't, even though that's supposed to be your boyfriend or whoever, he'll try to run over top of you. So you do have to be in control of your money, and you can't just let the guy. Sometimes you have to stand up for yourself, even if he's going to leave and walk out. You just want to make sure it's over. You want to make sure it's over a real reason and not just over a petty argument. Because if you argue all the time, you're not going to get anywhere. But sometimes you have to. Because whenever I see Vesta around the 9th house or 10th house or medium coeli, like I see over here, that's because she's trying to protect a woman. Because the guy can tend to be somewhat of a bully. Sometimes. It just depends. Now again, now if you notice, you see Aries, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, this Aries is in the 10th house for the new moon. But you got Uranus there, meaning anything could happen. So in careers right now, anything can happen. But there might aggressively. But there's also in the career sector, in the reputation sector, anything could happen. But Uranus just, it opposes authority. So that's why I say you might even see upsets in the career world. You might see aggressive takeovers or aggressive changes, or even a person in authority, because Uranus doesn't get along with Saturn. And Saturn will represent the authority in the 10th house. But either way, you're going to see changes, even if it's the authority making them radical changes. And if you notice in her 11th house, you got Saturn with Aries. So even with friends, association, and groups, it might be some type of extreme things going on. Aggression can be Aries, extreme stuff. And she might find herself in a situation with friends, association, and groups. And right now her vertex cross is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6th house of healing with Scorpio, and that's still going to be twin flame and 8th house stuff. But right now you see the vertex is in Scorpio as well in the universe. So there's definitely going to be some matters with the soulmate or twin soul. And again, you see Jupiter. But right now Jupiter is in Scorpio basically to expose things. And see, the 5th house is the house of pleasure. And when Scorpio's in the 5th house, that can be any type of even sexual pleasure, but just a whole lot of different things. Even in the music world, and this is occult too. This is occultism, creativity. But it's very explosive right now because of Mars. So I'm sure you got some explosive music coming out that's like darker or occultic music. It's real explosive. And these will be new songs under the new moon. A lot of this will be new songs. They could be remakes of songs as well. But it's going to be kind of really explosive, in your face. You'll be seeing fights breaking out at like sports events because of Mars and things like that. People getting highly heated and you don't even really know why. And Jupiter's going to expand on it. That's why you see all these people getting exposed for sexual misconduct. Jupiter's doing that right now. And they're targeting any area really of pleasure. Doesn't all have to be bad, though. It might be a lot of money to be made too right now. Because sometimes Mars can help. You have people, they're excited. They don't care. They just want to do it no matter what, and Mars will help that happen. And it's a lot of money to be made right now. So wherever your Scorpio is, you may see money in that area. You might also see things being exposed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's in the 6th house. Not a whole lot of activity for Libra right now in the universe. But remember, Venus rules Libra and Taurus. And Venus definitely has a lot of activity. So that energy may still affect Venus, Taurus and Libra. So now her sun sign and moon sign is Pisces. So like I said, she's getting hit big because it's a new moon in Aquarius. And her Aquarius is in the 9th house of higher self, which is still a twin. Your higher self is really you and your twin. And your intuition really represents you and your twin. And again, you can talk to your twin through dreams, telepathy, telekinesis. It just depends. All right. So now what we're going to take a look at is a sun sign, the rising sign, and the moon sign. But we have to remember the moon sign. When you do the moon sign, you should go to a Hindu website from India, because the North America so-called West doesn't really deal with your moon sign. They read your moon sign the way they will read the sun sign. But sometimes when you deal with the Hindu India, they don't necessarily give it accurate. So what you have to do is learn. You have to learn how to do what's best for you. If you read your moon sign from a North America website or Western website and it works for you, then that's good. But otherwise, try to do the Hindu for the moon sign. Moon sign will always represent the subconscious mind, the divine feminine, emotions and feelings, and the moon sign always represents a male, the actions and how you appear to the world around you. All right. So sun sign Pisces. But the good thing about her sun sign and moon sign are both Pisces. So in a case like that, it probably will work out just well. But I would still try it the other way to see how it happens. All right, your standout days for January 2018 is January 20th, January 25th. Your challenging day will be the 27th because the 13th is already passed. So the new moon on the 16th could bring a lot of new faces into your social scene. Keep it casual. See what your first impressions are and maybe pick and choose later. On January 31st, the moon's second full moon and lunar eclipse highlights good health, mental and physical. Make it a priority to value and take good care of yourself. You're worth it. Now we're going to deal with career. A new moon on January 16th is ideal for joining a professional organization or attending a work conference. You're sure to make some favorable alliances from this association. Assertive Mars enters your 10th house of career matters on January 26th, making you more intent on climbing the ladder to success. A work assignment could end abruptly due to the lunar eclipse on January 31st. Now I want to do money. For Pisces in January 2018. So this is for January 15th through January the 21st, 2018. You're raring to go this week. This provides a huge burst of energy, best put towards amping up your advertising to attract new buyers or money-making endeavors, like starting a new business. If you're seeking a new position, ask upfront about salary, lest you will be disappointed after weeks of interviewing. Now that's funny they should tell you that, because I'm like that. But they really don't like when you ask questions like ahead of time. They really don't. They want you to go through the whole process. And I'd be like, man, I don't want to go through the whole process if we're going to get down to the bottom line. And I'm going to say no anyway. So I be thinking I'm saving them time. But they be like, nah, they'd rather you just go through the whole process. So that's one of them things. But it's funny because then if you go through the whole process, they be like, well, why didn't he should have just told. Yeah, I know. That's what I was trying to do. So it says a disharmonious aspect may mean that family and romance take a back seat for a while. Now they don't explain more about that disharmonious aspect. But this is January 15th through January 21st, 2018. So I'm going to read that again. A disharmonious aspect may mean that family and romance take a back seat for a while. Okay, now we're going to do health. So there's a lunar eclipse in your health sector at the end of the month. But you could feel this as early as January 20th and into the first week of February. So I would say start now into January, starting now until the first week of February, you might feel things about your health due to the lunar eclipse that's going to be coming on or around January 31st. So they said this is the opportunity to make any radical changes to your routine so you can take positive, healthy actions over the coming months. So that they're advising you to keep an eye on your health. And love for January 2018. So Mercury conjoins undeterred Saturn. Well, we already saw it's past the 13th. On the 13th of January, which makes it easier for you to be the pursuer instead of sitting back and waiting for something to happen. Some methods of communications are more forgiving than others. When dynamic Mars meets the direct nature of Sagittarius on January 26th, Impulses are rarely questioned. If it feels good, do it. All right, I'm going to put this on pause for a moment. Okay, so now I'm still looking at the moon sign. Even though her moon sign is her sun sign as well, I'm still looking at the moon sign. On the Hindu websites. All right. Now, in Hindu, Pisces is Meena Rasi. All right, so here for your moon sign. This is for your career for the month of 2018. Success and achievements are indicated in all your efforts. Obstacles will be managed efficiently. Opportunities in the gain of knowledge, higher education, and seeking a new job will be utilized effectively. Additional responsibilities will be managed. A foreign travel for the people in fine arts and politics is indicated. So when they start talking about foreign travel and people in fine arts, that makes me think of Sagittarius or the ninth house. It could be other houses, but that's the one that really comes to me. And politics is indicated. During the later half of the month, there may be an upset due to incomplete work. Reputation may be at risk. So you want to try to make sure your work is completed. Acquaintances with new people are possible. You will meet highly influential people in society. You will meet highly influential people in society. You will act as a mediator in solving critical problems. Care must be taken about the health of children to avoid losses. Enemies will be defeated. Comforts will be enjoyed with the support of women. Your words will be more valued by others. And again, this is for the moon sign Pisces. This is astrology.com. It's a Hindu website, and the Hindus deal with the moon sign, and the West deal with the sun sign. Finances. Sudden monetary gains are indicated. Financial stability and also growth can be expected. Returns or gains on investments will be good. Financial gain and indulgence in precious jewelry is indicated. Construction activities result in satisfactory gain. You will prosper with your courage and enthusiasm. Debts are possible to meet sudden or unexpected financial challenges. Expenditures will exceed your income. So they're telling you to watch your spending because the way you spend will exceed your income, so be careful. Favorable dates are January 6, 15, 16, 17, 22, 23, and 27. 22, 23, and 27. Unfavorable dates are January 1st, 2nd, 10th, 11th, 20th, 24th, 25th, and 29th. Now they're saying health. They're telling you be careful of having a lack of timely diet, and tiredness or injuries could be expected in the health. And be careful of physical strain and bodily pains. Unnecessary journeys are huge expenditures. So they're telling you again to watch your spending. They say you may suffer from ill health, mostly headaches, fevers, fear, and anxiety. But what you're feeling is authorities, depressions, and they keep warning you about non-completion of work on time. Be careful of misunderstandings with the friends and relatives. And they're saying severe difficulties in journeys and lack of timely diet can be expected. During later half of January, profits and gains will be good in business and profession. Gain of new clothes and decorative items. It says acquaintances with new women, but I'm kind of assuming if you're a woman, they also mean acquaintances with new men. Enjoying get-togethers, nice food and entertainment with the friends and relatives, and he says bed pleasures. Heavy use of scents, like smelling scents to smell good. Good news from long distance. Attending auspicious functions, comforts in journey, and participation in cultural programs can be expected. Alright, so they are giving you different things. They said for people born in Pora, but see, I don't know what that means. And they said for people born in Altera, by Pradra, for people born in Ravati. But this is all for health for the Pisces. But I don't know what that means. I can look it up. But what I'm going to just do is read it. And if it applies, you can go with it. So now they're saying for people born in Altera, Padra, Pada, and the other one was Prova, Padra, Pada. They're saying it would be unnecessary journeys, financial loss, lack of timely diet, difficulties in journey, fear of thieves, humiliation and insults, getting angry, inconvenience due to incomplete work, monetary problems, loss of work, nervous weakness and fears involving mean activities are indicated. Nervous weakness and fevers involving mean activities are indicated. During the later half of the month, there may be a lot of physical strains and bodily pains, unnecessary journeys, huge expenditures. Ill health, mostly headaches and fever, fear and anxiety due to authority, depression, problems because of non-completion of works on time, misunderstandings with the friends and relatives, severe difficulties in journeys, and lack of timely diet can be expected. For those born in Ravati, with the low profile and mean women, it says for people born in Ravate, acquaintances with the low profile and mean women, fear of enmity with others, loss of position and degradation in job, losses in business and profession, enmity with the friends and relatives, discussions related to philosophy, irritation. See anything about philosophy and culture? They're talking about like either Sagittarius energy or the ninth house. Dominating others and exercising power, giddiness in works, indulgence in bad habits, unnecessary thoughts. Performing auspicious activities are indicated during later unnecessary journeys. Financial losses, lack of timely diet, difficulties in journeys, fear of thieves, humiliation and insults, getting angry, inconvenience due to incomplete works, monetary problems, loss of work, nervous weakness, and fears involving being activities are indicated. Okay, so we already know that mean Rasi means Pisces in Hindu. So this is the daily, monthly, and yearly. All right, so let's just try to look at some of this. Give me a moment. All right, so they go real long. This is Moon Astro, but we already been pretty long. They go real long. And see, if it was accurate, I wouldn't mind reading it, but I've done my moon sign a couple times. It's not always accurate. That's why I said you got to do what's best for you. But I try to do, if it's moon sign, I want somebody that does moon signs to do my moon sign. I don't want somebody that only does sun signs to do my moon sign, but you got to make sure it's accurate. That's the main thing. So your horoscope for January 18, 2018. This is indastro.com. A gainful day with your lady luck shining bright on you. Today you are in for a surprise with some money coming in from unexpected source. Don't waste time in guessing the name of the person who will give you this money. Go ahead and enjoy the day. Marriage as well as romance will be eventful and a source of joy. A good day to wrap up your important deals. So that's your day today for the moon sign Pisces and Hindu. In Astro.com. Now they give you the whole month too. And this time they do love and marriage. Because the other one wouldn't do love. I was wondering why they didn't do it. But this one does. So this is still in Astro.com. So they say it's going to be a positive, a passive period for Pisces. Destiny may favor you after January 17th, 2018. But due to low levels of energies, you are advised to procrastinate any important matters for a better time. This month, your health might face a setback. Be careful. Stomach-related problems can surface. So yeah, because she had told me she was feeling a certain way. So that's kind of true. That's why I said if it's your moon sign, try to get like a moon sign. And again, this is in Astro.com. You shouldn't get a sun sign person to do your moon sign because your moon sign is your moon sign, your sun sign is your sun sign. And I'm also going to check to see if anybody does rising signs. Like I want a person that specifically does what the sign is. Don't say, oh, this is your sun for your sun sign and your rising sign. Well, your rising sign, unless it's in the same house, it's not the same thing. But over here, that's how they do it. So I'm trying to find a website that deals especially with just rising signs. Now, again, a lot of pains you can deal with. Like just make sure you eat right. even when you take vitamins. But sometimes when you're dealing with your stomach, you could be dealing with magnesium or potassium or calcium, and you can get a lot out of fruit or like potatoes and stuff. So like, just that's how you stay healthy. Just learn how to learn what happens when you eat certain food, and make sure you're eating good food. Even like spinach got a lot of that stuff in it. A lot of people hate spinach. I like it more now than before. If it's real good tasting spinach, it tastes real good. But some spinach don't really taste that good. That's why they don't like it. But some spinach tastes real good. So these things you can find out, because they're really talking about health for you, Pisces, in January. So that'll help you too. Because what I've learned to do too, see, that's why I always tell people to take notes, because you gotta train yourself to think a certain way. Because that's what the angels was always trying to tell me, and I was real hard headed when I first started working with the archangels. I was real hard headed. I was one of them people. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real. If that's how I feel, I'm gonna keep it real. But you gotta learn how to make yourself positive and just believe, and don't base your life on what somebody else do. You gotta take authority of your life. So that's what I always was trying to teach people. They just don't like how I deliver it. But the more you just wake up positive and feeling good, the more the spirit will work with you, the angels will work with you, and you'll see changes. And I tell people, don't give up their authority. Because like me, see, my twin, she's going to have to learn how to talk. Because that was the main problem way back when. And now she's calling me now, or she was calling me in the beginning of the month because of that full moon. But she still wasn't talking. You know, I would just see her number is just like mine. That's how I know it's her. First, I know it's her because at least 4 or 5 card readers. See, this is how the universe works. You'll just be going minding your own business, and you'll look to the right of YouTube, and it'll be like Leo horoscope. She's coming back or something like that. That'll be so you'll click that to hear what they're talking about. And when you click that one, it'll be other videos on the right side of that video, and you start learning, and the universe is telling you that she's ready to talk, and that's how you know. And sometimes you can just feel it if it's your twin. But what that mean with her, if they say she's ready to talk, what that means is she'll call you, but she expects you to either pick up or call her. Like she expects you to she's always been that way. So I'm like, no, we've been through this already. This time you're going to talk or we ain't talking. So twins actually help each other. That's what you don't understand. Like you might have a twin that needs some jail time, and I hate to tell y'all that, but you might actually have to call and your twin go to jail. But they needed that because without them going to jail, it would have got worse and worse, and they may have killed themselves or killed somebody else. So they may hate you for a while, but that's why it's so important you explain to them what a twin flame is, you know, how to contact you or where they can go to get more information. Because you may not always be with them, but the universe is still working on them. So that's what you got to do. And that's what I did. That's why my twin knows how to contact me. If she really wanted to talk, I'm really just a phone call away. But she still wants to play games. And I know she knows that. Because the universe is telling her, and her intuition is telling me, and we worked around each other long enough to know how we are. People working for the government and those engaged in father's business may perform well. And that's probably talking about some type of Saturn situation. Private job workers may see some disappointments on the career front. Some hardship are widely indicated. Later stages of the month might bring rosy financial gains. And that's my twin's name, Rose. Source of income may increase this month. You may be inclined towards mystic and occult sciences. Now they're talking about Scorpio. Only slight chances of pilgrimage can be foreseen for you. So then they're going to talk about your career. But this is a different website. This is in Astro.com. The other one I was reading from is, give me a second, was Astrology.com. Now this is in Astro.com. And the third one would be Moonastro.com, but they're kind of long. And sometimes it's real long, but it's not. For me, it hasn't always been accurate. So to do all that reading and it don't be accurate, I don't like wasting time. If I have more time, I'll look it over, but I don't have that kind of time right now. Career. So the monthly horoscope for career for Pisces largely depends on the nature of your work. Period through the 13th of January is likely to see some deterioration at work front. Government job workers may see good time and bright financial gains. Private job workers are likely to face difficult times. Job change might help if work environment becomes too uncomfortable. Relationship with colleagues and boss may remain strained. Work environment appear to be stressful. Salary hike is not broadly highlighted. Business persons may observe a profitable period. During the end of the month, gains from business seem quite bright. Your business partners will not let you down. They will prove you to be beneficial. Career advice. A disturbed period for career might create mental stress and could even take a toll on your health. If the work environment gets too stressed, a change in job should be considered, even if the salary is lower than expectations. Students and children. The month of January shows a lack of energy levels for children. Children's health needs some attention and concerns as they are likely to acquire some chest-related problems or diseases. They may get agitated very quickly. For students seeking higher education, focus seems to be missing. Lack of peace of mind is also indicated. They may be going through some mental trauma and counseling might be needed. They are likely to observe obstacles in acquiring knowledge. Parents should treat them with care to keep their morals high. To keep their morals high. To keep their morale high. Family and health. The health of this month of January shows a bumpy road ahead for Pisces. A bumpy ride ahead for Pisces. This month you may undergo stomach-related issues. You should be careful about eating and drinking only from clean sources of food. Aches in back and thighs due to a change in season is also highlighted. Medical help should be taken and carelessness should be avoided. Domestic environment may remain average with a good understanding and bonding indicated during the initial stage of the month, but followed by minor arguments in later half. Money and finance. Prosperity. Good financial gains are being noted for the second half of the month, and we're in the second half now. Accumulation of wealth after January 17th, 2018 should remain on a rise. Monetary decisions should mostly be favorable during this period. You are likely to have power, resources, and material achievements. You may acquire some unexpected wealth. Trading in stock market and any investment should be avoided. Expenses are expected to be in a controlled manner. Cash flow is likely to remain good. Growth in the number of sources of income is highly indicated. Now it says love and marriage. It brings along a term with mixed flavors. Your relation with existing partners should mostly be in a positive state during the initial stages of the month. After January 17th, however, some differences are likely to crop up and a strained relationship is being seen from January 17, 2018 onwards. Love and romance may be scantily between married couples. For singles, it is not a suitable period this month for indulging in love partnerships as chances of deception are high. Thus, you should be careful. Progeny prospects are denoted positively and care should not be neglected. That is your moon sign. So far we've done your sun sign, your moon sign. Now I want to see if anybody does the rising signs, and I'll be back. Okay, you're looking right at her chart. Her rising sign is Gemini. And I'll be back. Alright, now where I'm at, they kind of do it, but I'm not fully with it. It's 0800-horoscope.com. So they ask you to put the info in, which I did with, sun sign, moon sign, and ascendant. But then when it comes out, it doesn't really say. Like it doesn't say, it just says, like it says sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, or ascendant. But they're not saying what the sign is, which means they could be using this for any sign. So keep that in mind, but I'm going to read it. But I did put the information in. This website's been here for a long time. I used to use them, and they're very extensive. But see, sometimes some real extensive websites, they don't really be hitting it. You want a website that gets to the point. But they don't really, like I said, most of the time they just go, this is for your sun, this is for your sun, and your ascendant and your moon sign. And those are three different things, unless they're all in the same house. And even in you, you got to consider, sun will always be divine masculine, the outer you. The moon will always be the inner you. And this is information you want to know. Just like we're finding about health, because she may have some health concerns in January. So that's why you don't want to just rush over all this stuff. That's why I said, once you realize this ain't bubblegum astrology, you'll be better off. But as long as you're running around on the internet looking for, oh, where's my love at? What about my career? But you don't want the universe. You gotta view the universe as a woman. Like she's your mother. She's like trying to look out for you. You gotta learn she's actually trying to help you. And the more people realize that, they'll start to humble themselves. The universe is telling you who you should be getting to know, or who you belong with. But your ego is saying, nah, I don't think so. I ain't going through this again. I'm not arguing no more. I'm sick of this stuff. All right, so the rising sign, what is this for? Family. So you're going to be juggling. It's going to feel like you're juggling with one arm tied behind your back from January 15th through the 18th, which is already through the 17th, which have already passed. The 15th appears to be a bit tense in the morning hours as you fuse it a tad short, but you again gain some length of bone by 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Problem solving. The 16th almost becomes a game for you as each thing gives you a thrill of fun by sunset. Children and the youth seem to be on the best behavior this week, and spending is reasonable. Decisions about elders, however, may create a more detailed discussion, especially near the 18th and 19th, but the outcomes appear excellent. So that was family. Now this is love for your ascendant from like January 15th or so, which includes the 18th. It's like a weekly. Romance does well as long as you avoid foot and mouth disease. The 15th along with the short fuse. Excellent opportunities for singles appear likely this week in the form of the 17th through the 19th, with hot prospects littered every day with Aquarius, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, Cancer, Libra. So they're saying between the 17th and 19th of this month, you could have hot prospects with anybody of the sign of Aquarius, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, Cancer, Libra. They said things go super fast on solid ground. All right. Give me one moment. friendships. Friends are super supportive and want to push to over the line because most likely you've been dancing up and not over it. Come on, find your explicit. I don't know what the word is. They did all stars, but it said find your and get going. Friends are super supportive and want to push you over the line. It said push to over the line, but they meant to say push you over the line because you've been dancing up and not over it. Now your career. Career this week is the only thing that has you more serious than love. Many of you may not be working the 15th, as indication your sour side may have you home, or your ESP, extrasensory perception, has you very wary enough to take off work for the morning. So that was for the 15th. So if you don't work on the 15th, this person's right on point, at least. Or if you only work if you took off for the morning but still went in later. If you were forced to work, be very tactful with the spoken word. Zip your lip around power people until 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is the second person that gave you some advice about Eastern Standard Time. And I think it was 2 different websites. But it may still be the same person writing for both websites. Because that's strange. But then again, if they know what's up there. If they know what's above, which they do, that's why. But that's the second person that said 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. But that was all about the 15th. The rest of the week is a cakewalk. And you do very well. In the spotlight with goodies handed to you both on the 18th and the 19th. So today is the 18th and it's 7 p.m. It just turned 7 p.m. So this is how you do it. I did her sun sign separately, then her moon sign separately, then her rising sign. That's how you do it. You don't do it the same way. You really want to find out what's going on. See, when people really see how powerful astrology is and how it really works, they'll stop taking that bubblegum approach. Just like you like to get your nails done, you'll go pay to have your nails done. Like to get your hair done, you'll go pay to get your hair done. Anything you really care about and see value in, you don't have a problem. But when you see astrology as bubblegum, you actually think you're doing a reader a favor. No, you're doing yourself a favor when you go to somebody who's actually giving you the truth. If you just go somewhere where they might make you feel good, but is your life really changing? And if it's not, then you're a little silly. Because I'm not paying anybody anything if it's not going to be any changes in my life. That's the whole point of getting your natal chart, getting astrology. And I know that. That's why I don't play games with this. All right. So now what we have to do, we're going to do the 5 angel card questions. And I'll be back. All righty. So we're ready now. Petition the archangels. We're all ready. And we're going to ask the first question. Should she communicate with her twin now that he wants to communicate? I'll be back with their answers. All right. First card. Healthy lifestyle. They worrying you about your health. She is too young because everybody's telling you about your health. Get your stuff together. Don't just be eating them potato chips, drinking the soda all the time. That's all my twin used to do. I don't know if I ever seen my twin eat real food. She was always eating chips and stuff. I used to be over there praying for her. And then one time she coughed and I was like, oh God, take care of my baby and shit. It's so hard. You know what I'm saying? It's so sad. This stuff is difficult, man. Now, so that's the first one. Raphael says healthy lifestyle. Second card. Well, let me read it. Eat a healthful diet, get adequate sleep, and exercise regularly for optimal health. Next card. Moon cycle. She came up earlier, but I seen her. Excuse me. See, she came up earlier, and I seen her, and I saw her out the eye, but I put it back in. But this is Haniel. She's been coming out of lately. See, because it's a new moon, and then you got another super full moon. So she's telling you moon cycles. Notice the moon. Notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations, and capitalize upon these cycles. So her with Raphael are telling you whatever you're feeling is due to the moon cycles and stuff. So make sure you're finding out about the moons and the moon cycles and things like that. And in the description box, see, that's a newer one. So let me see. Let me find my other one. Yep. So for this particular video, I'm going to use this description box. Now, if you want to know more about the more recent stuff, services I offer, just go to a newer description box. But not this one. This one's going to be especially for moon cycles, esoteric interpretations. I have a video on that. How to overcome negative energies in spirit. So it's a lot of information there. Also got information on the 15 archangels. But you can learn more about the moon cycles by going into the description box below. So she's letting you know these moon cycles can affect you. But when you learn more about the moon cycles, you can use those moon cycles to your advantage. Like you can do new moon intentions, and then they become even stronger by the full moon. And it's a good time to do it now because the new moon is waxing, meaning it's very powerful. Third card, peace. So Chamuel, the Taurus, and they both have doves. So see, remember, Chamuel's the Taurus. He's like the Pope, and the Hanael, she's like the Pope, the Papist, the female Pope. And in tarot cards, she would be the High Priestess, and Chamuel would be the Hierophant card of the Pope. And they're both dealing with doves. She says, peace comes from remembering only love is real. And Chamuel is also the one that says, I'm helping you with your spiritual soulmate. So right where your Taurus is in your 12th house, just like mine, and your ascendant is Gemini, just like I think my ascendant. What is it? My ascendant is Gemini too. And your Juno's right there, which is serious relationship. And your 12th house is all about endings, like coming to reckonings and getting through things that keep you from your purpose and why you're here in life. And your moon sign is in Pisces, so. And a lot of times your 10th house connects to your 12th house. Because even your job, your career, it still connects to your twin, believe it or not. Because it's all about life purpose. And medium coeli is part of your life purpose, but it's a lesser life purpose. But it's still part of your life purpose. And a lot of times the person's medium coeli will connect right to their true north node. All right. So I want to do something real quick before I go to the next question. So I just asked the angels to do a couple of things. We got a lot of stuff going on locally, and I decided to do take it to the angels, the archangels. So what you do sometimes, because even Gabriel tells you always write it down. And I heard two different teachers on astrology say your intentions, but you know more teachers on astrology say it too. Write it down, because Jasmine from Moonology says write it down, but you have to write your intentions down. So I write down what I'm asking. This was a request, so I write down what I'm asking, and then I give it to the archangels. And I have a folder. I put it right in a folder. So two things I put in there. And every now and then, if you when you have time, you can open that folder up and just start asking again, or if you want to say, speaking over it, praying over it, whatever you want to say. And when you're dealing with your intentions, you can do the same thing, write it on a piece of paper. But she said when it's a new moon or full moon, you can write it on a piece of paper and say it, say it, speak it. You don't have to speak it loud. However you want to, you can speak it loud, but just speak it. And if you're in the presence of the moon, you could do that as well. And then she said, I think Jasmine from Moonology says you could burn it. After you speak it, you could just burn it and like give it to the universe. Because you got to think about it. When you go to prayer websites, there's people praying all day long. Oh, make my boyfriend love me, or let my girlfriend come back, or make my wife forgive me. So you could do the same thing if you really want it. Like, you got to really be honest with yourself, though. So yeah, I'm gonna go esoteric dove. Twin flames. Ooh. Alright, just give me a minute, a moment. So this says moon cycles and dove esoteric interpretation. So I did cover it. I just want to make sure this is the video that's in the see a lot of my videos. Alright, so let's do this. Alright, in this natal chart update and angel card reading, I do talk about the moon phases, and I explain the esoteric meaning of the doves. So all you have to do is take this particular video, fast forward till you find it if you need that information, because so many people wanted that information. Now you have it, and we have a special guest appearance. For those of you that have the patience to listen to the whole thing, alright, so now we'll continue. Second question. Dear Archangels, is this the time of their reunion? I'll be back with their answers. Alright. Is this the time for their reunion? 3 cards pulled. First card. Michael says, you are safe. I am protecting you against lower energies and guarding you, your loved ones, and home. Next card, leadership. Gabriel. I love, I love when you ask a question and the angels use the words you used. Because you said, is this the time for our union? And Michael said, it is time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. And I think that goes back to, even in that video I told people to watch on my other channel, Real Life and Metaphysics. See, the woman started talking about the sensitive male. And see, that's one of, but see, your male might be aggressive, but he's still sensitive. Because if you two argue and he leaves, that's sensitive. You know, because y'all could have got through that. He didn't have to leave or not talk to you. So that's somebody caught up in their feelings. That's a sensitive male. But the other men are just sensitive. Like me, I ain't trying to argue because I've been around crazy people my whole life. I'm not trying to argue if I don't have to. And it's just easier for me to be quiet and know what to do and go ahead and do it. I don't have to talk to 1,000 people and all that. But when you understand the scheme of things, God would rather have you, you know, talk and all that, go through it, even if they don't listen to you and stuff. And so when you have like an indigo male or a crystal male or a sensitive male, you have to learn a lot of stuff because it talks about being nurturing. Because Gabriel also tell you to nurture and all that in. And and that's what she was saying. A lot of females don't want that because they say they want a sensitive male, and then they get them, and then they're like, nah, what is this? He should be more aggressive. Like, he shouldn't just get upset and leave like that. So that's one of those things. So I'm going to read it again because you said, is it time for your reunion? It is time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. And he's taking his judgment trumpet and dropping it. And Gabriel is androgynous, both sexes. And he's dropping the trumpet as it's saying, don't judge, because he's the judgment angel with the trumpet. Next card, Haniel. See, all these cards coming out are moon cards. Haniel is moon cards. Gabriel is the moon in Cancer. And she says, you are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. So you got two different advices from moon cards. Because Gabriel's Cancer, but Cancer is ruled by the moon. And remember, we're under a new moon. So she's saying right now you're extra sensitive, which you are because of this is a very highly moon month, very sensitive. So you have extra sensitive energies and your emotions are sensitive right now. So honor yourself and your feeling and your emotions. You know, no, she said honor yourself and your feelings. So you gotta know how to honor yourself, take care of yourself, be healthy, but also pay attention to your emotions and feelings, your intuition. Dear Archangels, will she be in a better financial situation in the near future? I'll be back with their answers. 4 cards pulled. First card, Aries or Ariel. Spread your wings. Do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect. You're ready to soar. Next card. Wow, prosperity. Aries again. Aries, Ariel, the Archangel, prosperity. But now listen to what she says. Your material needs are provided as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. Follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. And Gabriel would always say you to write your dreams down, dream journals. And they don't have to just be the dreams you're dreaming when you sleep, because you may have dreams, things you want to do with your life. But you need to use your intuition as well. Next card. Jophiel Libra says, clear your space. Get rid of clutter. Clear the energy around you and use Feng Shui. Next card. Gabriel. Creative writing. Make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or pen an article or a book. Because as I said, you write these thoughts down, especially if you speak those thoughts that you write down, but speak over them or read them, and they start to become a reality. So that's very powerful. So that's why people have to be careful as well. Now remember, Libra and Taurus, Chamuel and Jophiel, are ruled by Venus. And Venus, both Taurus and Libra. Now your Aries is in your 11th house. It kind of goes with but you have Saturn there too. Saturn could represent career and finance because it rules the 10th house. It rules Capricorn. Capricorn rules the 10th house, and Uranus is right there in the other chart, in a new moon chart, meaning money may suddenly come. Just like they were telling you when we read all your signs, moon sign, sun sign, rising sign, it said money may come out of nowhere. So when you see Uranus with Aries, that could possibly happen. And your Libras in your 5th house of fun. And in your 7th house is Sagittarius. Once again, long distance, higher self. It could mean law because the 7th house is also a legal house, but Sagittarius is a legal sign. It could mean law. And I don't know what your career is or if you have anything to do like paralegal, but it's law, legal stuff. And it's interesting because Pluto retrograde can mean something gets taken away suddenly. Yep. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7th house, but that's ruled by Sagittarius. And then when you go to your 9th house, Uranus is right there. So that Sagittarius, out of that Sagittarius energy, something could be taken away suddenly because of that retrograde Pluto. So I don't know what I said about Pluto retrograde in your 7th house, but I should have mentioned that because Pluto retrograde means something could be taken away suddenly. right? Dear Archangels, is there anyone she should give a second chance to? Is there anyone she should give a second chance to? I'll be back with the answers. All right, 5 cards. Jeremiah, his sign is Scorpio. He says overcoming difficulties. The worst is now behind you, and you are surmounting any previous challenges. So it could be Scorpio, and again, your Scorpio is in your 5th house, which is about fun. It's kind of funny how that worked out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, your 5th house has Libra in it, and Libra just spoke to you, which was Jophiel, and she said clear the clutter, because you have Libra in your 5th house, but you have Mars right there. And then when you go to your 7th house, it's showing like Sagittarius energy or a Libra energy, but it's saying that something could be taken away from you suddenly. And then you have Uranus in your 9th house at 7 degrees. So if you have anything with a Libra, Sagittarius energy, or even an Aquarius energy that may have left or was suddenly gone or whatever the case might be, he may be telling you to let it go. Especially since Scorpio is actually in your 6th house of Virgo, which is healing, and that's your soul. That cross is your soulmate. So that's either your twin soul or your soulmate. So he's implying that things are better with your soulmate, the Scorpio, in the 6th house, the soulmate. All right, next card is Leo Raziel. Says clairvoyance. I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully, so you can clearly see heavenly love. So then this Raziel Leo energy is helping you with heavenly love, but you got to use your extrasensory perceptive gifts, just like one of those horoscopes was mentioning. Next, chakra clearing is going right back to your 6th house. This is Metatron. Call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. So they keep going to your 6th house Virgo. And that's where your vertex is for the soulmate or twin soul. And that's what Scorpio is, which would take you to the 8th house. And I said a lot of stuff about the 8th house when I first started reading these 2 charts. So you might want to go back to that information. Next card, Jophiel again says get outdoors. Go outside, get some fresh air, and connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas. Next card, Angel therapy again. So it's apparently you've been letting the health stuff really affect you. So you gotta be real careful with that. As Raphael says, angel therapy. And he says, give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burdens. So that's why I just explained how I take a lot of my concerns to the archangels for them to handle. Next question. Dear archangels, is she always protected by you angels? I'll be back with the answers. Alright. 3 cards pulled. First card is Sandalphon, Pisces, first time he's appeared in an entire reading. Sandalphon says, gentleness. Be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. And he's playing a nice little ukulele, but he's really calm and collected. He's not trying to be stressed out. So they may be advising you, like, don't do wild stuff and then ask about protection, because you could, if you're doing things that could harm yourself, then you may not be protected. So he's saying be very careful. Next card, compassion, is at Kyle, because like I said, that'll get you sick too. Like, you can't stay mad at your twin because you're actually being mad at yourself, and your health will start to suffer. So Kyle says, compassion. Soften your heart with respect to the situation and all the people involved, including yourself. So compassion. And that'll help you be protected too. Because if you see the negative energy, you let a lot of people don't understand negative energy. But if you're being negative, you're attracting negative energy. That's why the angels tell you don't give it a negative energy. And see, look where your Mars is at on your chart. It's in your 4th and 5th house, but your 4th house has Virgo, which is the home, and that's going to take you to the 6th house where you got Scorpio and the vertex, and also 7th house with Libra. So if you don't be careful, you'll just have drama. And we'll study that real quick again. We're going to study Mars retrograde again. And this is Azrael. This says comfort. First time he's appeared, I believe, which is Capricorn. And he says comfort. And Azrael is saying, I am with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. So they definitely see health concerns, and health concerns basically based on you letting too much of this emotion, the relationship, you're reacting to it. You're letting it take too much of control of your emotions. So now we're going to look at Mars retrograde again. So Mars in retrograde can create anger and discord. Often it can turn inward, and people go through periods of great self-doubt. And that's why I said you got to be real careful, because you think you get mad at somebody else, but you're actually hurting yourself, because it'll turn inward. And whenever you see a retrograde, it usually means inward. They said also this person can have passive aggression, inner angst, or inner anger. Stress and anguish are all contributions of the Mars retrograde. So you got to watch your health, because that's what Virgo is. Virgo is the 6th health, but Virgo is health. So you be doing more damage to yourself. The inner angst or the inner anger can be released in unhealthy ways and directed at others. It can create illness, and that's what they're warning you about. Heightened stress. And that's why they keep telling you about the moon, because these super moons is going to mess with you. An increase in conflicts and severe road rage. So if you're not a fairly balanced person, it's probably going to affect you. But even if they say, even if you are fairly balanced, it's still you're not gonna escape its effects. Short tempers will happen. Even if you're normally a calm and patient person, you can still have a short temper because it's Mars retrograde. So that's in the relationships, Libra. It's even out having fun with children as well, 5th house, and even the 4th house with family or the home, and even animals and stuff. Just a short temper. And you got to be careful, because when you see Libra, you see law. And that could be somebody suing you or getting in trouble with the law, crazy driving and doing something crazy, getting in trouble with the law. Or some type of lawsuit with other people. So it says a person with Mars retrograde may have a difficulty speaking up for themselves. They may have a lack of self-confidence, a lack of direction, or other self-imposed emotional blocks. And that'll block you from achieving your dreams. You might look to others to fight your battle for you, but you're disappointed when no one steps up in your defense. You might feel like you're a doormat for the one you love. When you do speak up, it's usually when you have taken all you can, the anger builds, and then it's released, but it's out of proportion. It's quickly and then times extremely harshly directed towards others. This could be caused from a past life experience when you directed to perform regrettable acts. When you were directed to perform regrettable acts under someone else's orders or demands, such as a soldier, a guard, or potentially a criminal. To overcome these lessons, try hobbies for focusing your frustrations and stress in a productive manner, such as building, hammering, gardening, and Joe Fiel said that too, get outside. And plus Hannah was sitting in a garden. Or other types of physical activities. Learning techniques for relaxation can be of a great value, not only for calming your emotions and stresses, but also for looking inward to examine and overcome these issues you brought into this lifetime to work on them. All right. So to just summarize, definitely take care of your health. You got to learn how to breathe, get your breathing techniques going, and have to learn how to let go. Don't hold on to the anger. Michael's advising you to be loving and non-judgmental, but Haniel is telling you to honor your intuition as well as your feelings. So that's why I said sometimes it's just not time. See, mine is still doing silly stuff that I'm just not with it. If you're going to call me, leave a message or talk, because we're not talking no other way, because you play too many games, and you lied on me and said I was stalking you when you were actually following me around and got me fired. So I'm not going to play games. If you want to talk, we can talk, but we're not going to play games where you don't want to leave your message and stuff like that. Because you'll lie again and say, oh, I didn't call him, he's calling me. So we're not going to play that. Now, if she wants to talk, we can talk, but we're not going to play games. They're saying you'll be in a better place financially especially if you take care of your health. Keep your thoughts positive. Speak on your intention. This is my intention. I'm going to speak what you want to see in your life and not what you don't like about your life. If you want somebody out of your life, again, I gave a couple of advices. And again, when the moon comes around, like new moons and full moons, you can do that as well. Now, I know somebody tried to do that for their twin. It didn't work because that's a universal thing. Could try it anyway, but it probably won't work. Jophi is telling you to clear your space. We told you all about that Libra energy. I told you all about it. So whatever I said about Libra and where Libra is and all that, that's what she means by clearing your space. But ironically, where your Libra is that Mars energy. Mars retrograde. So you got to really try to overcome that. And your 12th house probably has something to do with that. The 12th house usually plays off the 6th house. And your 6th house is ruled by Virgo. So you can see Mars right there with Virgo. And then you got the whole Scorpio thing, where Scorpio is the power struggle. So all of this is in your 12th house. And Taurus can also be stubborn as well, or somewhat of a bully type deal. But ironically, your 12th house is where Juno is, which means you would probably find yourself in a relationship with somebody that either has Pisces energy or Taurus energy. And Taurus is about money, possessions, value systems, but they can be somewhat of a bully. And sometimes a Taurus might feel if they do something, they do it for the reason of being compensated. Like a Taurus isn't going to do it because it's the right thing to do. So when you see Taurus in the 12th house, they're kind of trying to encourage Taurus to do things to help people, not just because you can get a benefit out of it. And Gabriel's telling you by writing things down, it'll help you understand your dreams and things better, or it'll help things come into fruition if you write it down and speak over it and let the universe know this is what you would like to happen. The universe will begin to work in harmony with what you just said. Also, you may even get because you were talking about finances, so you may have some type of finance writing or something. Who knows? When you asked about giving a second chance, they took you right to where Scorpio is, in that house, which I believe is your 6th house. So that's also where Virgo is, and also where Leo is. The 5th house ruled by Leo and Libra. And then Scorpio came out again to prove that's true. And then Leo came out again to prove that's true. Because your 4th, 5th, and 6th house are especially about your twin flame, probably your 7th house too, which is Libra. Yes, it is because Libra is there in your 5th house. So they're all connected. Leo, Libra. So you keep noticing when you ask that question about giving a second chance to, Virgo came up a lot. So did Scorpio and Leo and Libra. All that's your 4th, 5th, and 6th house. And then Raphael told you got to really watch your health because you're letting your twin flame thing cause you to have maybe not take care of yourself. And that's why he was the first card that came out that told you to take care of yourself. And when you ask about protection, Santa finds to watch how you live your life, because if it's not a gentle, if you don't have gentleness around yourself, you could actually be hurting your own health. So you have to be gentle. Zach Kyle said don't hold grudges, because if you don't soften your heart to yourself and everybody involved, you're going to get sick. And Azrael wants you to know the Capricorn energy. Capricorn energy is trying to help you heal your heart. So whatever I said earlier in this video about Capricorn and both charts, the new moon chart on the right, but also this chart of the person who requested this reading on the left, I said a lot of stuff about Capricorn there in the 10th house and Saturn, because Saturn rules Capricorn and they both rule the 10th house. Wherever you saw Capricorn on your chart, I did speak about all that. So this has been a pleasure. If anybody's interested in any intuitive, astrological, information, or twin flames, natal chart reading, compatibility. Some people do compatibility with their brother, their sister, even the animals. If it's born in this universe and has a birth date and things, it's going to have a natal chart to go with it. So anything, numerology, life purpose. So you can contact me. We still got sales going on as well. And again, that information. This is a special description box because I went back to the older information. So if you want the more recent information in the description box, just get the more recent video. Go to the next video or whatever. And go to the description box for more information. You can always contact me for the service and price list offered as well. God bless.